Hello all, Dr. Fox back here with you. We got all kinds of things. We hit flying. We're going to talk about that. How's your second week going? If you are back in there, how's Korthia treating you? We'll get into some of that. We've got some people with attitude. We've got to just briefly touch on the 8 boss dungeon. We got a lot of other things going on. So let's jump into this, shan't we? Dr. Fox back here with you, the weekend update. I'm glad to have you along. I appreciate it. I've always appreciated your time and patience and energy as we slowly flow through this little process, just to give you a little weekend update as we kind of plug through things. And what are you doing now? Are you doing Final Fantasy 14? Are you playing some other game, or are you actually off gaming for a bit? Are you doing something else right now? I'm excited. I have been able to start walking. I'm really proud of myself. I've been giving myself about a 32 to 36 minute I've worked up to 4 days a week, and I'm doing about a mile a day. So I'm really, really proud of myself. After I do my morning routine now, I'm doing it on, like I did it this morning. And I just tidied up a little bit. I did it on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. So I've gotten it into 4 days. After I did my Tai Chi this morning, I said, all right, I'm gonna stay at it. I gotta keep at it. I don't want to just I do it for a couple of weeks and then meh. A lot of people get tired of it. I gotta tell you, a lot of people will do one workout for a short period of time, and they're like, okay, I'm bored. I got to do something else. And that we've seen. Health backgrounds and experience and studies done on this about how quickly people get bored and how they constantly have to change a routine. I have a routine that changes every 3 months, and not just 3 months, it changes every day and every week. So it's what we like to call a muscle confusion. So I've been doing the same workout now for how many years now? It's been a long time. And slowly been trying to tweak my food as I go, and I'm pretty much having a really rough time between 184 to 190, low 90, 190-ish in there, and I'm having a really, really hard time getting much lower than that. And we know that muscle outweighs other things like that. But anyway, with that said, not only am I doing that, but something really exciting in-game to switch now in-game. And feel free, share with me what you're doing, or what your small micro goals are, or what you've been slowly trying to plug away at, and you're grateful to have finally hit some sort of a, I don't want to say plateau, but I reached a new place to tweak something new, maybe a little bit, or you're trying something new, or you're going to try something new. I'd be excited about that. And for that, I'm excited to try some new stuff in game, because my goal was, I thought for sure I'd probably hit flying by maybe Thursday of last week. Boom, I hit it Wednesday, right before me and my guild kind of got together, at least a partial day for a little while. I know one of my guildies is excited. I know one thing he's doing, he's enjoying his new Xbox. So I want to say some congrats out there. I'm stoked for you to be he finally got his Xbox. The poor individual has been suffering for so long trying to get that poor thing, and went through so much hassle to get it. I even tried a little while to try to help him in some form or fashion, but my goodness. So anyway, I'm ecstatic, and then I've been doing the daily Korthia. I'm not doing them every single day in Korthia, but I am at least popping it the first couple of days to at least get that 100%er, and then I'll see a couple of elites. And I finally made it over to the island, and I got it fully explored finally. And I know, and speaking of Korthia, I know there is one of the hot fixes they fixed. I know there's a wandering horse mount out there as well, and I know they fixed him with something about another little character named Tiny Bell, I guess, won't bother you anymore. I haven't quite seen this yet. So we'll have to kind of see how that unravels as well. But I'm excited about that. The new raid went live. Are you doing the new raid? What was your experience? Have you tried the Tazavash, the 8 boss option on, say, hard mode? I guess if you finish hard mode, you get this gear glider. It's really kind of neat looking. I've seen it. It looks really gorgeous. That's if you do hard mode all the way through all 8 bosses. for that. And then while we were talking about Korthia before too, the treasures, one of the hot fixes they had was that the treasures are staying a little bit longer, because I know I tried to click on a treasure the other day and I was like, no, it just disappeared as I was trying to kill a boss, and someone ran up, grabbed the treasure, and just as I get up to click on it, it goes away. It's like no, I hate it when I used to do that. We'd run into that little circumstance as well. The catalog research, it maxes out. It was maxing out at like 11,000. I know I'm not spending it a ton, right? Well, I did a little bit, because not everything's unlocking so quickly as you try to get through like the friendly and of this particular character. And they max out at like 11,000, so I'm not spending them immediately. Like each week I'll go and I'll turn my research, and I think it was really the first week where I've done a few weapon and a couple of gear upgrade pieces. I've gotten it up to, I think, 217 right now. I think I'm at like gear level 3 or something, and I'm still missing a few pieces out there. I may only be able to get those through the raid or something. I'll have to double check. But I've been checking them on the auction house. Oof, way too expensive still. I think I need a couple rings, trinkets. We don't always have those out there. I think we usually find those in the raid later, if I'm correct. How are you coming? Well, you can probably see my character there. She's getting slowly, the new Korthia gear is slowly coming in, slowly but surely. But anyway, with that catalog research, they've now doubled it. It now maxes out at 22,000 for that as well. And then, like I said, I mentioned the change with MaiLei, I guess is the name of the Wandering Mount. That was the mount out there as well. And I guess it comes up like approximately 5 days in a row, I guess. If you see it, then you'll be able to do that. And yeah, I may be switching my add-on to I was using Venture, as well as there was another add-on I was using as well, that like when you go into your command tables, I know someone had asked me, Dr.Fox, is there anything yet for that command table? We still have to click on it. And yeah, I like the little research book. It will tell you whether you'll win or lose. But I kind of miss the old way, and I was hoping eventually we'd get a better add-on that would just kind of fill those all in for you and do it. It'd be kind of nice. I'm hoping Venture does that a little better. I'm going to fiddle around with the Venture add-on a little bit more to tweak. That was another question I had this week as well. So with that, I've been trying to protect my beautiful, for those that know my channel over on my Instagram channel, that have been following my little hints that I've been dropping about my beautiful Arcee. I finally was able to protect her this weekend. I was able to get this beautiful, gorgeous little carport. I didn't do the side ones because those tend to collapse and cause a lot of trouble, and I'll be out there shoveling, and I'm already stressed enough about shoveling, and then every time I used to see a storm, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get right out and like clean that up for the one that was renting next to me, or for another neighbor I was with, and now this other neighbor. And look, I know we could sit here and ignore it. I know we could try this, we could try that, we could, we know that not everyone's going, some just want to be miserable and they're looking for a reason. Then you call them out on it and they're telling you that they're not being miserable. Or some will say that it's the way they say their things and you're misinterpreting it, and that's your own problem. And it's not our own problem. It's like, and I don't want to have to do this, it's like I'm already concerned, doing everything I can. I'm gonna possibly lose half my income, and I'm doing them, and I got a mortgage starting in a couple of weeks, and I'm trying to do the best I can with that, and I don't want to be put into that category, and it's not about that. And besides, it's like 5-6 months out before we get the really heavy snow. Don't get me wrong, I've seen snow on like Halloween and even slightly earlier than that, but it usually doesn't stay. It'll get like a little dusting, and maybe we'll get lucky, we'll have a light snow this year. But why are we talking about that when it's 5-6 months out? Can't we talk about it after the major snowstorm the next morning, or like maybe a day or two as we starting to get ready to do the snow, when you first hear about that storm coming in? It's like, can I just enjoy July and August and my fall without, I already have enough extreme social anxiety already, and to add those little pieces into it. And I'm not giving the individual power or anything like that, but it's just really terrible when they have to give that. So I'm under a lot of stress right now, and I'm trying to keep my mind off of it, and I'm doing my own thing, and I'm trying to tidy up. And like I mentioned the other week, I got all that fire pit done, and I was all stressed about that, and I thought they were going to come over and give me some hassle about that. And they've done it 3 or 4 other times, and of course they called it out. It's just, I'm not sitting here trying to tattle about somebody. It's like I spent half a century trying to help people, as young as I can remember. And then I spent my life just, fighting for these individuals. I'm part of a group of individuals, not me particularly. I'm not saying that. It takes a lot of people to fight for this, obviously. I'm just a piece of this puzzle that helps fight for this individual's freedom. And you'd think they could just kind of step back and be a little kinder. I'm not doing anything malicious. I'm not doing any killing. I'm not doing any horrible, gross, disgusting thing. And I know that we have a lot of people that have issue with a lot of problems out there. Trust me, I used to help clients about this all the time. I never liked the word client, but all the individuals that I would try to help through this chaos. But I wouldn't give them a generic answer. I look, it sucks butt. And we feel for you. A lot of us have this. And we have a lot of other things. And I just want to say the old line of walk in my shoes for 5 miles instead of the 1 mile traditional. Let's take it a little further. And try to step back and realize it instead of they just quick to judge. They're very jealous about something, and they maybe they and I sit here and I contemplate the whole aspect of it, and I think, are they upset because now they're going to lose, because they have a driveway that goes really deep and far, but they got a huge driveway. I have this micro tiny one, and I'm not I never complain, and I don't want it to sound like I'm now complaining about them. They brought it to me, and now they're going to probably think I'm like the crazy one, right? But they've got this very large driveway, and I get it. And you're not going to be able to be on the front area of your home when they have the shutdown. They brought that up, and it's like I need to be worried about that. And if they took the time to get to know me, I'm born and raised in this state. I know how bad these storms can get. Trust me. It's just not something that needed to be said or had to be said. It just really gets me when someone just can't step back. I even did call them out on it. They were, those that know me know that at least they'd be proud of me to know that I didn't get angry at them. I just said, she kept repeating this really angry, aggressive set of words about the pop-up. And I ignored them the first time, and they got more aggressive about it. And then I just stood up and I said, what happened to hello? What a beautiful sunny day. And yeah, some might call that small talk, but how's it going out there? Something like that. I asked her, I said, please, could you just, your demeanor or the way that you're approaching, I says, it's very aggressive. I said, all I would ask is that you be a little kinder. I'm not even yelling and screaming, dropping to the Neanderthal level and an uneducated level to say or do that, or I'm not saying I'm any better than anyone else. It's just, it really gets me when you have to do that. And yes, I know we could sit here and rebuttal all day about, look, why give a crap? Because there's always going to be miserable people out there no matter how hard you try, Jen. And no matter what you do, you're going to have a problem with it. But we got to find a level in that so that we don't just go and do malicious things just because we know someone else is going to be doing some horrible malicious things. We need to break that cycle. I love that scene in Pokemon, the first movie, where Pikachu just refuses to fight. It's a fictional character, and the character isn't going to die. Because if we refuse to fight, we could die in real life. And I get that. It's the symbolicness of it. And that's what I'm trying to do, especially with Arcee. It's a passion project of mine. It was just supposed to help people. It's supposed to help. We've all had a couple of rough years. I'm trying to bring a small symbol of hope in the area, just something to bring joy to, only for this gripey neighbor to be the first experience seeing the car. All I get is, why did you have to do that? Why? But they said, what I'm saying is, it's okay if someone asked me, what was your reasoning behind it? Something like that. But no, this was very aggressive about it. I don't know why she had to do that to her car. I'm grateful I got the she. At least they were getting the correct pronoun. I'm grateful for that. But, I just, anyway, I could go on and on. I just want to share with you that, like, if you're having a really rough time too, and you're thinking about kind of ending it all, that, and you're getting some of that, coming at you, you're not alone. Trust me. There are days when I just like, oh, why deal with any more chaos? Let's just end it all, and call it done. And then I'm never burdening anybody ever again. I'm not pissing anybody off. And I get where a mind goes to that. Trust me, I've been in that dark place more times than I want to eat. I still have my moments of dark times all the time, even when I get so many folks around me. I don't have a beautiful partner or really good, well, I've got a couple of friends, hey, of course. But what I mean is they get busy in life. We all do. And we don't have that, like, rock piece. The individuals there are rocks. That's awesome. I'm not dissing like a good distant friend. That's not my point here. I'm just sharing that if we don't have someone else around us that has your back, has your support, and some will say they do, but it's not very empowering. Don't get me wrong. There's another individual I know that but it's all I'm saying is if we can put all that aside, because there'll be a rebuttal no matter what I say anyway. But if we can kind of step back for a little bit and just be like, it'd be nice to have a few other folks in our corner. And we know that there's always someone out there that we can go, we don't want to feel alone because we know there's others out there. They're in our corner, if you will. But they're not here physically in the corner. And that's okay. They don't have to be. But what I'm saying is they can put you into this darkened place. And I'm trying to help fill in some of this darkened area, because a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, Dr. Fox, this is too dark, I don't want to hear it, or they play the denial game and I don't want to hear any of it, and don't talk about that. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for support and to discuss these struggles we have with an individual, with how we're trying to function through our day and function through our week. And I hope you all continue to come back and see me again next week. That's not for subscribers. That's not for views. I don't care. You can already see I only get maybe 10, 12, maybe 16 at best views a week. I don't care. I do it because I reach a microscopic small piece of market. I don't even like the word market. But what I'm saying is it's showing support out there. That someone shares support, someone shares your frustrations, someone shares the problems. And we don't want to just say, well, you're not alone, and kind of say it in this really like aggressively attitude kind of way, like we're not condescending kind of way, without showing the compassion we need, or robotic, or just giving someone a generic robotic answer and or good luck with that. Like, what are they, leaving the planet? Like, am I never gonna talk to this individual again when they're like, good luck with that? I know that's not always the case, but that's just like, it's the process of what we hear. And I'm not trying to say that I'm overanalyzing every little word that comes in, that's coming in from my life. And I'm just sharing with you, like, just complete that circle a little bit more and some understanding about kind of where people fit in and how they feel and how much better this girl could be. I'm not trying to say peace and love and all this stuff. I don't swear because it's a fairly family channel, but then like can't go that dark because that's the family. Yeah, but families have this chaos all the time, and we need to be able to talk about. A lot of us, they just ignore it, and we get at the dinner table. Heck, a lot of them don't even put it in the dinner table, and they'll just bury their face in their phones and their life, and they won't even put it down. And that's become a horrific challenge as well. We have to think about all that and kind of step back. Anyway, I could go on and on. I'm not going to burden your time for too long. Thank you for sticking around and sharing in the sort of chaos of how we are trying to process through this mess. I'm going to just continue to wake up each day. I'm going to continue to breathe. I'm going to continue to function, and I'm going to try to do the best I darn can, because as my before, God forbid, we lost our Graham, she always said, try to leave the world just a microscopic bit better than you left it, or when you came into it. As you leave it. no matter how hard you try. And we could sit here and go, don't focus on the negative. It's not about the negative. Focus on the positive. And we get all that stuff. But I think we need to also be realistic and kind of level ourselves and not take it in such a black and white. There's a lot of gray area here that a lot of folks forget to slow down and contemplate about and just spend a little time with one another like we did. I had a wonderful experience with another sister, if you will, over the weekend when I went to T-Mobile. So if you're watching this weekend, your wife and your little one, and a hello to you as well. And I've run into, ironically enough, I don't run into a lot. I know Jen is a very common name, but I don't generally get a chance to have a conversation many times with many other Jens. There has been a few Jens in my past. My name didn't come from that. That is a whole different story. Because a lot of trans like ourselves will try on other names first sometimes, or others will have the name already and they'll have quietly kind of figured it out. But generally we tend to see if we look back at medical experience, there's a lot more out there percentage wise that will try on one, and even if they don't try it out in public, they'll try it quietly in their mind, and I'm adding those as well into that as well. But so anyway, a quick hello to you out there, and I appreciate that we shared a little moment. It wasn't just robotic, and I had to tidy up a few things at T-Mobile, if you will, and just working on that. So I think with that, we're going to kind of shift gears. I think that's about all I wanted to cover today, other than, of course, I love my Calendar Kitty, sweet little Calendar Kitty. And for those, boop, boop, if you guys can see her there, I know some of the sun might be blocking the light. She's over there sleeping in her cute little bed. That's the new bed we made. It's one of the cardboard delivery boxes, and I literally just put her. She started to get in that box, and I found her to lay down, and she was getting all comfortable. She was the one out of all the boxes she found most comfortable, and then she would always lay on that little, like, it's a body pillow folded up is what that is, and she always found that to be very comfortable, so I brought that down. Instead of buying another cat one, I've already had to spend so much just to get this house. You could probably see right here, I had to put up some more curtains that I was finishing too for the what I'm calling the movie theater living room area. And I've tried out my surround sound. It's nice, and I still look for deals all the time. That's the only reason why I got that nice setup, was because of thanks to Amazon Prime Day. So I think with that, I know I already said the cue, but just leading up so you can see Miss Calendar Kitty is what I was talking about. Here we go. Pet Battle Bonus Week event. That's going to be kind of wrapping up this week as well. PvP Brawl, Classic Ashran, if you haven't had an opportunity to get over there. And what I meant to say the other week was, I think it was the Wild... Wait, why do I want to say Wild Griffin? It starts with a W. I do know that. If you do add the Ashran rep, there was one of these I was trying to find that I never got to tidy up in... not Boon and Crusade, no, not Wormrest Accord. No, it was up here. Warlords of Draenor. No, they're all exalted. There was another one that gave you like Wind Rider or something. I thought it was. I meant to have the list put together. Anyway, if you're needing to do that, that's a good time for Ashran this weekend. As well, first part of the week as well. And of course we've got the Luminaries coming for the micro holiday for that. Time Walking Dungeon, that's beginning this week. Pet Battle Bonus, as I mentioned earlier, that's going to be ending. PvP Brawl Packed House, that's beginning this week too. Spectrum of Domination, that next part of the raid is coming along as well. We're going to start seeing the raid release dates for that as we go. PvP, and then the of course classic Ashran that I just was talking about with the rep is finishing up. So, and then I just had to dish out this massive amount of money before I started to lose possibly half my income pretty soon, just to help take care of this surgery. And I think with that, we're going to kind of wrap things up. Take 2 things you're trying to get through your week to do. Call me in the morning, and once again, you know what, we will